What up? What up? So you still have to show up, right? You got to show up for yourself, and keep on going and keep on enduring this, this walk and journey as you're growing and maturing on your walk, right? So you still have to show up for yourself, right? Just can't be out here being, being a slave to lust, being a slave to all these, idolatrous, ways out here, right? So you still have to show up for yourself. We just out here moving with that, full, impact, right? That we move out here, right? To be sharp out here, right? To be men of war, right? To be men of valor, right? So you still have to show up for yourself, right? Even when, they try to count you out, right? They try to put you to the side. They try to, put you, over there. And we just out here moving because we guarded out here, right? So we're not really too concerned about the ways of the world and how they move out here because their ways of darkness, they just now here moving with the discernment that we walk in, right? Because we moving with that, electricity, that voltage, we just charged up right here, right? So that's how we move. We're not really too concerned with how they move out here because, their ways is just, just not, they frail, right? They're not out here moving how we move, right? So they're not really, moving, right? They're not out here doing the work, right? They're not out here. These frail guys out here that's not really doing nothing right, looking all super skinny, that's not out here, exercising, that's not really out here putting in the work, right? We don't pay these dudes no mind because we know how they move in the world, right? So they're not out here putting in the work, right? They're not moving with that momentum. They're not here being, studious. They're not here putting in the work. They're not doing what they got to do, right? So that's why you got to show for yourself, right? You got to be your best motivator out here to really move with strategic ways to be better, right? To be awesome, right? To be, wonderful in your ways and steps, just out here moving, right? So we're not too concerned with what's going on out here, right? Because it's really thing is that you really got to do your own thing because there's so much stuff out here that could try to mess you up, right? There's so much stuff out here that could try to this is why you gotta have full wisdom out here and know that you got to be courageous and spontaneous in your ways and not really too concerned with that stuff out here because they just try to get up to you, right? So you just got to know how to maneuver out here, right? And you got to show for yourself, right? So you still got to show for yourself every day. This is why we got a Shabbat day, right? To have rest on the Shabbat day, and that's why we got the Shabbat, right? That's what you got to do, right? So just keep on going, and men of war, keep going and striving to be better, striving for excellence, striving to do what you got to do to move with that velocity, that speed, and just out here moving with that, right? That dignity, do what you got to do out here, right? So, set apart, man, we have strong senses, right? We can sense things and sense a lot of stuff out here, right? So keep on going, keep on enduring this fight, and keep on doing this spiritual fight, keep on going, right? So you still have to show for yourself, and you just got to keep on going and stay on the walk, stay on the narrow path, keep doing what you got to do. So everybody take care. Shalom.